who have completed the quiz, you probably know how that looks like. Let's see. Here we have question 1. And question 1 reads, Jose bought 1.5 pounds of apples for $360, right? $3.60. How much would be 3/4 of pounds of a pound of apples cost, right? So they tell you for, okay, I'm not typing on the right screen. That's good. Jose bought 1.5 pounds of apples for $3.60. How much would 3/4 of a pound of apples cost? Everybody give it a try and see if you know how to solve this problem using some proportional thinking. And here I see Emmanuel, JJ, Emiliano, Liloni, Justin, and Amelia. Very good. Excellent. For some of us who are with me, I can guide you using the proportional concepts I was talking about this morning in class. I will set up a proportion for pounds of apples and for the cost in dollars. This will always be very helpful if you set it up like this and very little room for confusion. What is given to me already? What is given to me already? It is given that 1.5 pounds of apples cost $3.60. So 1.5 pounds of apples cost $3.60. This is given to me. Any questions on how I set this up? Any questions on how I set this part up? No? Let's see. Okay, Ben, and let me see, I can verify if you got the right answers. I agree to you, Ben, and I appreciate you put the answer in the private chat so everybody does not get to see it. Then, let's see what is the question asking me. The question is asking me for 3/4 pounds, right? Do you guys know how much is this much as a decimal? How much is 3/4 as a decimal? 0.75? Okay, very good. So this is 0.75. 0.75, right? So this is what I will use here. So I want to find 0.75 pound of an apple, right? Where will 0.75 go? Do you think it will go in the numerator for pounds of apples or will it go in the denominator for cost? Where do you think 0.75 should go? Should it go for the cost or should it go for pounds of apples? Tell me. It should go for pounds, right? Because it says 3/4 of a pound, so I will put 0.75. And I have my denominator that is missing. Once I find the denominator, it will tell me what is the cost of 0.75 or 3/4 of a pound. Okay, and I do see that there are some replies here. What is happening from 0.7 from 1.5 to 0.5? What happened here? The number got smaller. The number got smaller, right? It is not about multiplying here. It is about dividing. If you know half of 1.5, you probably know it kind of halved. It kind of was dividing by 2. Am I right? Very good, Kawa. I agree to you. So from 3.60 to this number, this missing one, you can divide $3.60 by 2, and it will get you to the answer. And half of $3.60 is $1.80. It seemed like most of you knew how to do this problem, and that is such a good thing. Anybody has any questions over this problem? The answer to this question is $1.80. Does anybody have any questions over this problem? Let me know. Each of the questions that I will solve for you, I will try to use this proportional thing so that we can get a better grasp of it. Emiliano, you seem to get a different answer. I'm going to check your slide to see where you went wrong so I can give you some feedback. Or is it that you are kidding? Yes, you did get some different answer on your slide. Liloni, Liloni got the same one. Ben, then there's a name that I cannot read. Please join with your simple names that you go by in my class that I can identify you with. Amelia, I see your work. People, is there any questions? Amelia sees, very good, very good. Any questions over this question? As we will practice more, you will start to figure it out. You'll see how easy we can make these questions. Though these numbers are not as easy, but it is fine. If we set it up right, you probably will have fewer concerns about getting the answer correct. Okay, let's look at this one. Daniel worked for 2 1/3 hours and earned $18.20. How much would he make if he worked for 5 hours, 5 1/4 hours? Okay, see if you can work this one out. See if you can try this one out. Go ahead, get started. Some strategies that we can think about to solve this problem. Sometimes setting it up like this will also make a lot of sense. Like in this question, they're saying they want you to figure out for 5 1/4, right? 5 1/4 hours. That's what they want you to figure out. They didn't give you for 1 hour. They didn't. But that is something you can figure out. Yes, JJ. I was at a meeting yesterday and I had to end the class right on time. And due to questions at the very end of class, we didn't do our sign language lesson. And you will see I probably forgot some. Then we know for 2 whole and 1/3 hours, we know that this person earns $18.20. See if this will help you in this problem because I didn't see much relationship between 2 whole 1/3 and 5 1/4. So I would try to do it this way so I can make the question easy. Koa got a solution, and Koa, let me see. You want to put this answer in a private chat so that you don't reveal your answer. So no problem. Koa, I still have a question. So here, think about it logically, even without solving. If a person is working around 2 hours, right? And they earn $18, if they will work for 5 hours, don't you think they should earn more than $18? Think about it, Koa. That will make sense to you if your answer is correct or not. Okay, think about being logical and reasonable. If somebody works for 2 hours and earn $18, approximately I know this person is earning around $9. So if the person will work for 5 hours, I'm going to assume 9 times 5. My answer should be around between $40 and $50 something. But I'm not precise. I'm just guessing and making some estimates. Some really raw estimates. Well, I do see some sign language. Very good, JJ, for reminding me because I was thinking about the bee but this is what I was thinking. That's how you do it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at these numbers and go ahead find for 1 hour in case some of you have struggles with finding for 1 hour. Okay, so to find for 1 hour, I will do 18.2 divided by, and I need to fine tune the pen. It is so wide. There you go. So, okay, 18.2, not 18. 18.2 divided by 2 wholes and 1/3, right? Divided by 2 wholes, 1/3. This is how I will find the cost for the amount that Daniel earns for 1 hour. I have to divide. Does that make sense? You got it? Then I would want your answer, Derek, in a private chat. Let's not keep this chat very busy so that people can join nearby. Now here I have a decimal and I have a fraction. Probably it should not be, I don't know if you guys find it easy or not, but let's look at it together. I will change this fraction into a improper fraction first. And this will be 2 times 3, that gives you 6. And then I will add one more, right? And I add one more. And I get 7/3, right? So this one is 7/3 over here. Let's do some math. And the first number is 18.2. 18.2. Okay, I'm going to divide them. If this is what you struggle with, people, you can stay focused. Okay, Amy divided. Amy, your answer makes sense to me. And 18 over 1, I would say, is the same as, okay, 18.2 is the same as 18.2 over 1. I will use KCF and see how that will look like. Keep the first fraction. So I'll do 18.1 over 18.2 over 1. This is my first fraction. I change division to a multiplication. And then flip the second fraction. It will become 3 over 7. And this is how I can find for 1 hour. And if you do the math, I'm thinking that 7 and 18.2 can be reduced. I believe 7 and 18.2 can be reduced. Is that true? Or you can also just simply multiply and divide. Just to keep it more easy, you can also multiply it by 3 and then divide it by 7. So let's go ahead, do 18.2 times 3 and tell me how much you get. 18.2 times 3, how much? And then you can divide that answer by 7. So here, if you do 18.2 times 3, you get an answer that is around 54.6. And in the denominator, you have 1 times 7, that is 7. And when you reduce it, I'm very hopeful that you got something that Amy got. That seems very logical. And that gives you 7.8 over 1. Or I could say it's just 7.8. 7.8 over 1 is the same as 7.8. Any questions on how I did this part to get 7.8? I know that there was some amount of math involved here. But if you are fluent with dividing fractions, this is what you get. Or in this case, 7.8 over 1, that was 7.8. I will pause here. Can we do another one? But Liloni, I'm not even done with this. This is below minimum. Maybe Ben, somebody who wrote this question was 5 to 6 years ago, and who knows what the wage rate was then. So this is really a low wage. Or maybe Daniel is just like doing a household chore for parents and earning money. And sometimes parents might not pay him minimum wage, like, right? So, okay. Then you want to find for 5 and 1/4 hours. And I can say that is the same as 5.25 hours, right? As a decimal, that is the same as 5.25 hours. That is what you want to find. If I know that Daniel earns $7.8 for 1 hour, for 1 hour, Daniel earns $7.80, right? Per hour. Can we calculate how much Daniel earns in 5 whole and 1/4 hours? Yes. JJ, let's see. Can you hop on the mic and tell me which numbers you are talking about? And I will be able to answer better.
So it was in my equation.
Your
So,
equation? Let's see.
so you see the if you go there, you'll see the 6 and the 14
Yeah.
in gold. I was wondering if those are able to be simplified again.
Yes. You can simplify as long as you can keep simplifying.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, people. Now I know per hour is $7.80, right? And I would just say 7.8. I don't want too many decimals when I'm multiplying. And to find for 5 hours and 1/4 more, I will just multiply it by 5.25 hours. So once you multiply these two, you will end up getting the correct answer in terms of dollars. Now, do you guys need help multiplying a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number where both of them are decimals? Do you guys need help with that? You can send me some private chat to let me know and I can go over the details. That is what Ben got. Okay, let's see. So for 1 hour, 7.8. For these many hours, that's precise. Ben, I agree to you. I agree to you. Please let me know if we want to go over how to multiply these, and the I will still help you set it up just in case. So you are not doing too much math when you multiply this. And when
Um,
I will set this up, this is how it will look like. The one with more digits was 5.25, and I had to multiply it by 7.8. So I will do times 7.8. I am not even lining up my numbers because I don't have to. Okay, that's how I will multiply. And if you want to learn how to multiply, we can also do that. 8 times 5, we'll use a color. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4, 20. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 2 is 42. Then I will multiply by 7. And let's see. I will start with a 0 for placeholder. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 1 is 36. Let me know if I did any kind of errors as I multiplied, and we can also fix them. So 0 plus 0 was a 0, 5 plus 0 is a 5, 7 plus 2 is a 9, and 6 plus 4 is 10. Then you can check my work. I will not be offended. This is what I end up getting. I place a decimal here. Why? Let's see. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places. So I count 1, 2, 3. Here is the decimal. So in terms of dollars, this is the amount. $40.95 is what this person earns. Kind of looks not too bad. They earn $40.95 in 5 hours or something. If you want, you can take picture of this work. If you're fine, we can move on. Yeah, 5 hours. That does seem to be like doing some household chore probably, and not a formal job. We'll look at the next one because I did see that you do request you want to see one more version of question 1, and that is fine. Yes, he does, and that maybe Daniel wants to help somebody. Here in this question, let's see. Maria bought 1 whole 2/5 pounds of lunch meat for $3.36. How much would 2 whole 3/4 pounds of lunch meat cost? If I think in my mind about how compatible the numbers are, I am thinking I'm gonna do unit rate first and then get to the answer. These numbers don't seem to be very compatible. It seems like the goal of the assignment is also to teach you some rational operations, and that is okay. That's a good thing that you practice. What is the question asking me? The question is asking me the cost of 2 whole 3/4, right? Or I could say 2.75 pounds, right? That's what the question wants me to calculate. And do I know the unit rate? Do I know the cost of 1 pound? I don't. But do I know at least the cost of some other? I know the cost of 1 whole 2/5 pounds. I know that much. And that cost $3.36. Another important piece of information that will be useful here will be this one. Okay, let's see how I can express this as a decimal if you guys want it. If you are good with handling decimals, we are also good. But just in case, if you want to know, 1 whole 2/5 is the same as 1 whole 4/10, right? It is the same. And that is the same as 1 whole 4/10, 1.4. Does that make sense to you? Absolutely, Derek, and you don't need to inform us in the chat. You have to take care of your needs. You can absolutely do that. There are a lot of people attending this session. Everybody does not need to know that. You can put it in private chat. So we can keep the Nearpod link up here. Okay, so in this way, I can also rewrite this part over here and say this is 1.4. Right? 1 whole 2/5 or 1.4 pounds. Okay, I want to calculate the cost of 1 pound. I will find unit rate by dividing. I will do 3.36 divided by 1.4 divided by 1.4. There's a lot of rational operations in these questions, and some of these quizzes say it will take you 10 minutes, but I don't fully agree. Some of them are taking longer than that because of the amount of calculations. Let's see how you guys have done this problem. And Amy, I'm going to check your slide. Oh, you were doing it on paper. Let me then check my answer here to see if I agree to you. Okay, I got a different answer. Let's go ahead and see how the division will work. Firstly, I will make this into a whole number by multiplying it by 10. So 1.4 becomes 14. And I'm going to do the same to 3.36. I multiply it by 10. So now it becomes 33.6. Okay. And it will make division a little easier than how it originally was. You were doing it on Nearpod, Amy? Let's see. Yes, you are. And there you go. I got you. Let me see if I agree to your answer. 3.36, and I agree to you that this is the cost for 1 pound. I agree to you. Okay. So now if you do some amount, can we do some multiples of 14? Can we do some multiples of 14? You guys can help me with that, please. Let's do multiples of 14.
14.
Wait. Right here at the bottom. Okay, wait. We will have 14. We will have 28. And
42.
38 and
42.
42. Yes. 56.
And then
Wait,
Mhm.
what question are we on? Because I was in a different class.
That is fine. You will continue from here. You click on the Nearpod link and you'll get to this question. 56, 56, 60, 70, right? And then 84. And 4 is 88, 98, right? Okay, we'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can just do one more. Am I right with this? 98, 108, 112. These seems to be. Am I right with this? Can somebody verify? 112.
Yeah, you're right.
That works. Perfect. Let's just go with these many multiples first, and if it works. So we will divide 336, no, 33.6 by 14, decimal point 14. Oh, wait, that is not right. Over here would be a 6. And here we go with 14. Okay, how many 14s can go into 3? None. How many 14s can go into 33? 2 of them. And that is 28 with a remainder of 5. Right? And we will bring down the 6. Okay, the decimal lines up right here. And we have 56. We don't even need as many multiples. Well, we have 56. We can draw a line to separate. So how many 14s go into that? That is 4. Amy, you told us the right answer. So that leaves no remainder. Absolutely. So the cost of 1 pound will be $2.40, right? Or 2.4 or $2.40 is the cost of one. And if you want to find the cost of more, you will simply multiply, right? You want to find the cost of 2 pounds, 2.75 pounds, you will do 2.40 times.
Miss
Yes.
Syed, I was
Yes.
wondering if my answer was right, and I put it on the Google.
Nearpod. Let me check. I'm going to go to my answer key and I will check. But this is what you will multiply to get to the answer. And the answer should be in dollars. If you put it in the private chat, you can also get to the answer. Let's see. Okay, I got the answer, and let me see how many of you got the right answer. Ava is still solving. Ben, I agree to you. Excellent. What about others? Amy, you got 3 as the final answer? What about the final answer, people? Go do the multiplication. Go do the multiplication. That is multiply this number.
I didn't mean to put tree.
That's fine. We got it. Yes, Ava. Excellent. That is how, people, you will multiply 2.75 times 2.4. 2.40 is the same as 2.4. If anybody will request, I will show you details of the multiplication. But if you are all fine with multiplying on your own, I will not show you any details. I'm gonna wait. Does anybody want me to show how to multiply a 3-digit by a 2-digit number? If you want me, I will not reveal your name, but I will solve it. Okay, yes means yes. So let's choose some colors. For Layla, okay, maybe Layla. 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 7 is 28, and 2 more is 30. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. See how I kind of separate the numbers so they don't get mixed up?
I have to leave, but I can join tomorrow's session.
Layla can definitely take care of that. You really don't even need to inform. Optional
You have a
sessions.
good rest of your day.
You too, thank you. Let's go ahead, do one more step. Multiply by 2. I start with a 0. Then 2 times 5 is 10, 0, and 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1, 15. 2 times 2, 4, plus 1, 5. Okay, these are pretty neat numbers. And you get 0, 0, 6, and 6. How many decimal places do I need? Let's see. I have 2 decimals here and 1 decimal here. So you have to put a decimal place. 1, 2, 3 places. Here is the decimal. So 6.60 is the answer. Questions? 3.60 was, no, it will be 6.60. Amy, the calculation is right there. 6.60. And you guys can always take a picture of my work, in case you want to look at it later to see why you ended up getting slightly different answer than mine. And that is another good option. You have to learn how to snip some stuff from the screen. This was another kind of a question that I saw, that was question 2 from quiz 3.07. Let's see. What does it want us to do? This table shows the number of pages that Cindy can read in different amounts of time. What is the constant of proportionality? First, let me tell you, number of minutes is X, number of pages, Y. Another thing I taught you yesterday, yes, Derek, there might be graphs here. There might be graphs here. We will wait. No, Amy, 6.60 was the right answer. X represents number of minutes, Y represents number of pages. Constant of proportionality is normally represented by the letter K. If you attended probably yesterday or so, that's what we talked about. Okay. We'll mute the chat. Chat going way too much. If you still want to put things in and let me know, you put in private chat. When I say private chat, chat kind of slows down. It seems like the chat wasn't for me. Well, who will tell me how to find K, constant of proportionality? You will hop on the mic because chat closed. Very good, Ben. Go ahead, Jason.
Y divided by X.
We will do Y divided by X. We will do Y divided by X. Or you can also say as a fraction, that will be Y over X, right? That's how you find constant of proportionality. and that is unit rate. In this case, my y is 10, and I will do 10. My x is 8, right? And I will do over 8. That will tell me how much is k. There you go. Remember in algebra I said it's okay to use improper fractions? It is okay to use improper fractions. So you can just say 10 over 8 is 5 over 4. This is constant of proportionality, okay, for this problem. I am assuming that the table is proportional because it says this table shows the number of pages she read in different amounts. What is constant of proportionality? They're not even asking me to think if it is proportional or not. I'm assuming it is proportional. That means if I use some different numbers, like for example, the second number, let's just use a different color. If I use these, I should still end up getting the same k. Let's try it out. If I do 15 over 12, do you guys still get the same answer for k? It should be a constant number. That's why it's constant of proportionality. Yes? And I can reduce by 3. 3 5 times is 15. 3 4 times is 12. Okay, this is constant of proportionality. You can also try the third number and yet get the same answer. I will pause. Are there any questions? We will not look at other versions of question 2. They are exactly alike. So not much thought going on there. Let's look at this one. The distance D measured in miles that Hay drove is... Okay, people, if we haven't talked about it yet, let me tell you. The equation that you normally write down, y equals the unit rate, right? The unit rate, you know, is k, right? The unit rate is k. Y equals kx. That's how the equation normally is. K, constant of proportionality, is right here. This green one, right? In this case, that green one is right here. Can someone tell me then how much is the constant of proportionality? If I
45.2.
there you go, without calculation. So if I rewrite this equation, it will be D will become Y, right? In terms of Y. And then I have a constant of proportionality, in this case, 45.2. And then I have X. And then X. So therefore, constant of proportionality is 45.2. In terms of X and Y, this is how I can rewrite it. Does that make sense to you? So in this case, the correct answer is...
It kind of makes sense, but can you write it a little better if there's a way?
Yes, I will write it a little better in another one. So because this makes sense to most of you guys, you won't think about it. Go look at this one. See if you can tell me constant of proportionality from the given equation.
1.1.
Here, go. Absolutely. So if I'm writing this equation, y equals constant of proportionality times x, the number given to me here for constant of proportionality is 1.1. B could also be represented by the letter x. So I can say that this constant of proportionality that the question is asking me over here will be 1.1. In the equation, it is just given to you. Faith, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. It makes a little bit more now.
Okay, nobody answers this one.
Is
Nobody
that
answers.
giraffe by your head?
Go ahead, try this one. Does that make sense to you? This is another question. See if you can tell me constant of proportionality. Don't anybody, please do not call out the answers. There are people who are a little confused. Let them think about it. See if they can figure it out. Look at this one. Can you guys tell me what is constant of proportionality? There you go, Ben. I agree to you. And those of us who are in Nearpod slides, I'm going to check your answers. Nobody wants to answer Nearpod. JJ, I agree to you. Liloni, I agree to you. Faith, can you tell me how much is the answer? Oh, yes. There you go for 2. Faith, how much is the answer?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Very good, Ben. Other people, use your slide to tell me the answer. And the equation is right here. It does not require us any work at all. Why? In equation, it is very easy to tell. Constant of proportionality is right here. This is your K. Faith, does that make sense to you? 14.6 will be your K. Yep, there you go. Okay, let's move on. Very good. Everybody's trying to show their work. Very good, JJ. Very impressive. Just remind me, JJ, 2 minutes before class ends so we can also look at some sign language, review them, and practice them. Okay, another proportional thinking problem here we have. The table shows the number of calories in different numbers of apples. How many calories are in 9 apples? Okay, try to do this question. Try to solve this question. See if you can get to the solution. I am going to be looking at your work as you solve this. For those of us who will be with me, we can also be looking at it together. Everybody don't look at my work. You guys can try on your own. You can do it in green.
Miss Syed, is my answer right?
Let me check. I'm going to check. Okay. Number of calories in the apple question. There we go. Let me check Ben. Very good, Ben. Ben, the first digit seems to be disappeared for me. You probably have a digit before 8. If you can rewrite the answer somewhere. But I'm assuming the answer is absolutely correct. JJ, reconsider. JJ, reconsider. The answer is a little big. It is a 3-digit number. I know for 3 apples, right? The number of calories is 195, right? 3 apples, 195 is the amount of calories. What do I want to find?
The answer that gives you, sorry, I'm tongue twisted. The answer that gives you the calories. We're trying to find the number times a number that gives you 195, and it's, can I say it?
No way, you mean to say we want to find from 9 apples? 9 go here and calories is missing, right? You can say it.
Well, I was thinking the number was 65.
Wait, I don't know what the number is, but I am just thinking the question. I just wrote out the question. So here the question was you want to find from 9 apples, right? I haven't even solved it. So this is how I set it up, that 3 apples from here, the number of calories in 3 apples is 195, right? And you want to find how much calories are there in 9 apples. But I agree to you in a way. 65 is the number of calories in 1 apple. I agree to you. But how many calories are there in 9 apples?
Then I would multiply
9
times 65 to get my answer.
Yeah. In a way, look here. How about this? If I know for 3 apples, right? Can't I multiply that cost by 3 to get the cost?
Oh, yeah.
Right? 1 step less. So if you know the cost of 3 apples, you can multiply that cost only by 3 and you will get the answer for 9 apples. And the answer is 585 calories. How can I tell my answer is reasonable? Can someone help me with that? How can I tell this answer is reasonable and it makes me feel that I might not be wrong?
If you look at 8 apples, it's 520. So if you just add 65, because 1 apple is 65 calories, then you get 585.
Excellent. Oh, so Emiliano says these apples are expensive. Emiliano, they might be, yeah. Due to inflation, a lot of things are just expensive.
It's for calories, not for money.
Yeah, I don't know why Emiliano also wants to think about the cost, but it's important that we think about cost. Yes, to be financially responsible, to not consume very expensive stuff. Emiliano, if you think apples are so expensive, we can go towards some other fruit. Okay, so people, question 3 will be very similar, and you can use similar strategies to calculate, right? It seems like you guys can cope with question 3. But let's see how question 4 looks like. Question 4 looks like this. It seems to be question 3 still. Let's see. The table shows the number of cans of soup shipped in different number of boxes. Oh, we want to write the equation. Can someone tell me how the equation looks like? Can someone tell me how the equation looks like before I tell you? There is y equals the unit rate. I'll just put a box for unit rate. Y equals unit rate times x, right? Unit rate or k.
Y equals 48 times x. 48x.
You got the answer already? Unit rate is
Yeah.
48. So if 2 boxes cost 90, okay, number of boxes 2. 2 boxes have 96 cans. Then we can say that 1 box has 48, right? Excellent. Ben, very good. Then 1 box probably has 48. So we can complete the equation y equals 48x. Absolutely. Any questions with this equation? Any questions with this equation? No questions?
Now can we do the sign language?
We've got 7 minutes, right, JJ? Yeah, 7 minutes, a lot of time. Maybe some people can get more help. Let's see if we can do it in terms of B and C. Let's see if we can do it in terms of B and C. C is the number of cans and B is the number of boxes. Normally, I'm saying that X is the top one number of boxes and Y is the number of cans. Can you write this equation in terms of B and C now? Ava, we will look at question 5. Excellent. Very good. JJ says we can say that C equals 48B. You should be comfortable writing it in other letters also. Number of cans equals 48 times the number of boxes. Let's look at question 5. One version of question 5. I am assuming, okay. Well, don't I have question 5? Is this question 5, Ava? Is this question 5? This seems to be the last question that I have in here. Seems to be question 5 already. Ava, we were in question 5 about writing the equation. This is question 5. That one? The one on my screen right now, Ava? This one? Yes? Okay. We want to look at this particular question. And remember, this is the X. Okay, we want to fine tune the pen before we write. This is X, the top one, and this is Y, the bottom one. And you know that 3 pounds costs $7.38. So go figure out for 1 pound. Go figure out for 1 pound, right? Tell me how much does 1 pound cost? we will divide 738 by 3 to find the cost of 1 pound. Right? Somebody divide and tell me how much you get when you divide 738 by 3. You get 246. So JJ says you get 246 when you divide. Now you know that the unit cost is $2.46. Now come up with the equation. See how the equation will look like. 246. You also have unit rate at this time. See if you can come up with the equation. Okay, JJ, very good. Cost has to be represented by the letter C and number of pounds with the letter P. See if you can write equation. If in terms of x and y, I can say y equals 2.4x. But because some letters are given to me, I will use those letters. And I will replace x and y with those letters. That means cost equals 2.4 times pounds. There we are. Seems to be the cost of apples. Okay, Emiliano, if that is what you were wondering. Apples are not $200, but they might be around this cost. Ava, questions? Let me know. Are we good? These are grapes. Grapes. There we go. Thank you. Any questions? If there are no more questions, we will stop and pause the recording and